Hey guys, what is up? It's Jay, and today I want to talk about the long-awaited Nintendo NX. Before I do, you're going to hear fireworks in this because this is the 4th of July when I'm recording this, so sorry. Alright, I know I'm a little late to the party here, but there have been two huge rumors that I figured I might as well give my thoughts on. The first rumor is about the NX possibly using cartridges instead of discs. Personally, I'm fine with this, but only if they do it correctly. A lot of people seem to be under the impression that they're talking about this, or even this, and what I'm actually thinking is that they mean this. Yes, that is the 3DS game card, and it's actually not that far off from a Game Boy cartridge. It's smaller and uses a different type of connection, but it's still the same basic thing. The biggest reason I see for why people think they mean these larger cartridges and not game cards, other than that they just use a different word, is that if they use game cards, they won't be able to fit a whole game on it. Well, here's a little reality check for those of you who think that. The physical measurement of an item does not equal how much data it can store. Look at the Super Nintendo games. They couldn't even hold 1 gigabyte of memory, and they were the size of your hand. Now look at this micro SD card. This is smaller than your fingertip, and holds over 256 times more than the Super Nintendo cartridges did. This is more than enough proof that just because the 3DS size cards are smaller, that doesn't mean you can't fit an entire game on them. One of the biggest examples is there was a Monster Hunter game, I don't remember exactly which one, but if you had both the Wii U and 3DS versions, you could transfer your file from one to the other. Which is literal proof that a game as large as even Monster Hunter can be put on a card the size of a 3DS card. So there is a possibility that if they're actually going to use cartridges, this is more likely what we're going to be looking at. So now that that one's out of the way, let's move on to the next rumor. The second one is that the NX will be somewhat of a hybrid type thing, where it will have like a detachable piece that you can use as a handheld. A lot of people are wondering how in the world something like this will even work. Well, we actually already have that. The Wii U is exactly that. Except for the fact that it has an extremely weak signal, so it's pretty useless once you get like the distance of more than across the room. But there is actually another system in handheld set that does the same thing. The PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation Vita. As long as both are connected to the internet in your home, you can play your PS4 games on your Vita anywhere in your house, because unlike the Wii U, the Vita does not rely on having a signal that is kinda similar to an invisible cord in order to remain connected. If you walk too far from the Wii U, this invisible cord will unplug and disconnect you. However, the Vita will stay connected as long as it doesn't lose its Wi-Fi connection. So the way they're making this sound would be like taking this to the next level, and making it so that you can take it around much more like a handheld on its own. I still see this as being very possible, and it actually helps make the theory from earlier on the game cards make a little more sense. So let's use the Monster Hunter game example from earlier. You have the Wii U version and you made a save file and got, 5 hours into it. Then you have to go to your dad's every weekend, so you bought the 3DS version so you can play that over there. And so in this example, you can't bring your Wii U with you. So in this scenario, you bring your 3DS with you and you just transfer your file, and then you can just still continue the game. Well, in doing so, you also had to buy an entirely new game. You had to purchase most likely a brand new copy of the exact same game, but the 3DS version. What this NX dual console handheld combination thingy would do is cut out the cost for not only people that have to buy that extra game, but also cut out the price of having to make the other game. It would be way easier to make it so that you can just take the game out of the NX and put it into the handheld add-on. And it's not impossible for them to make it so that the handheld docks onto the NX via like some kind of port, where it automatically saves your files for both at the same time, thus cutting out the need to transfer entirely. And if this is how things go, this would actually make me a lot more likely to buy the NX and handheld add-on, even if the handheld was an extra cost. It's completely worth it to me. Anyway, so these have been my thoughts on the NX rumors floating around, but what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, subscribe for more, and I will see you guys later.